An atom splits to create a distraction, and every single is a counterfeit of misdirection. And baby, I wait forever to find you, and I change, but never to blind you. I'll start
Alright guys, welcome to the NUEL Overwatch Spring Championship 2018. My name is Peter Candidate-Handel, joined by Jack Jaws Wright. Hope you guys are looking forward to what we've got in store for you this evening. As you can see on stream, we've got the University of Hertfordshire coming up first, going up against their opponents, the Resident Sleepers from Aberdeen.
They could have picked any of the Twitch mode, and they pick Resident Sleeper. Any
It's
of the
creativity, man.
It could have been Monka S, Monka SXL, Poggers, Feels Good Man, Feels Amazing Man, but you chose Resident Sleepers, which already tells the audience that your players are probably going to be Resident Sleeper. Like, I'm not sure what to tell you.
I mean, start as you mean to go on. For any of you guys who are joining us for the first time or haven't had a chance to go through the info page as of yet, this is the first of 4 weeks of Swiss Overwatch, which will be played out before we move on to the playoff stage, starting at the 15th of March for the top 8 teams. So every one of these matches will matter. But at the moment, with it, the way this is done, the Swiss means that as the tournament goes along, people will start playing the teams will start playing its more and more even matches. To start off with, we may be looking at some very swift best of ones.
Yeah, the best of one format. That's going to be fairly interesting. And you say swift, and I think that's an adequate way of putting it. Because there will be a lot of teams that are going to be marginally better, and as soon as the kind of tournament rolls on, we'll kind of see those trends developing. What teams a lot better than others, and other teams that aren't so great, and the seedings will kind of sort themselves out from there. So it might be a rough couple of weeks to start us off with a few teams getting demolished by some of our returning favorite teams. We'll have to wait and see if they do return in full strength, though. We've got to remember that it's been almost an entire year. Not an entire year, but, an entire semester. So some teams, some players will have left, and some teams and some players would have joined the NUEL as well. So lots of new talent, and I'm quite excited to get.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a great example coming up in our first game. Hertfordshire Blue is going to be led by Sneezy Dwarf, the former captain of Hearts White, who hasn't played with any of the players on the Hertfordshire Blue team before. I'm hoping they've practiced together, perhaps. But yes, a lot of changeovers. Really looking forward to seeing which teams emerge out victorious. Certainly, there'll be a few of the teams which will get out of the first week undefeated, and we'll definitely be seeing which ones can really roll through the first few weeks. And maybe we'll start to see some real big contenders emerge.
Yeah, we definitely will. We are going to get into lobby rather shortly. We're just trying to sort that out, so you guys can bear with us momentarily. But our first best of one will be up very, very shortly. But obviously, new patch rolled around. That's something kind of need to talk about as well. Considering Mercy had a few changes to her kit, not being able to instant res while using her Valkyrie anymore is fairly important. And alongside that, Moira is going to be available to play also. Moira, I've been speaking to a lot of players that are going into contenders and playing in contenders at the moment, or scrimming on these teams, and they're saying, you know what, Moira, Giga OP. She is just absolutely insane in scrims at the moment. We're probably going to see a mixture of Lucio Moira, Moira Zen, or sometimes we might see Lucio with the Zenyatta, but I doubt it. I think it's going to be more along the lines of the Moira. I mean, if there's going to be kind of Mercy players in amongst the ranks of some of these teams, I can imagine we're going to see a little bit of Mercy, but it's primarily going to be Moira and insert Lucio or Zen in those comps. And Dive hasn't really gone away either. There's still the prominence of D.Va, whose burst damage is somewhat insane when you're targeting squishy targets, so kind of need to watch out for that. Again, it's going to depend on what the teams are more favorable with, more preferable in terms of DPS picks as well, because we could see the classic Genji Tracer with the D.Va Winston for the dive, or we could see something more stable in the Pharah Mercy, which has been a big favorite of the NUEL over the last few seasons, alongside with something like an Orisa, which has risen in popularity throughout competitive.
Well, we mentioned Pharah, and this is a wonderful opportunity to drop in one of the pieces of trivia that Hertfordshire Blue were kind enough to grace us with before we started. Apparently, and I'm not, 100% convinced this is necessarily true, but Algi, one of the players for Hertfordshire Blue, apparently won their university's 1v1 Overwatch tournament with Pharah. So, we're looking forward to seeing what they can do. in a slightly more diverse environment.
Yeah, I can't wait till the enemy team picks McCree and Soldier and absolutely rails the Pharah. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. I mean, it makes sense, right? You just if you got Pharah one trick on the enemy team, you're like, okay, he's probably going to pick Pharah every single game, and they're probably going to have a Mercy. Let's just roll McCree, let's just roll the Soldier, and we're just going to absolutely destroy you, and then we'll go from there. Even with, like I said, with a lot of players in Yasuo right now, you put a Discord Orb on that Pharah, she's dead in a couple of hits. Feels good, man. And we might even see some Ana, actually, so that will be, again, even a bigger counter, right? 3-hit scans, maybe a Widowmaker coming through as well. I want to see some Widowmaker play coming out of the NUEL. We haven't had I think the highlights from people like Fletter and Birdring that we've seen in OWL, but I want to see some sick Widowmaker play. Widowmaker is coming up fairly big in OWL. I want to see if a lot of players are picking up in the NUEL also.
Oh yeah, well I mean, King's Row is definitely probably the NUEL's favorite map, so I think it would seem like a crime not to have some Widowmaker jumping around the place, causing all kinds of troubles. For any of you guys who are just asking in the stream chat who Hertfordshire Blue are playing against, they're playing against Resident Sleeper from Aberdeen. I know a lot of you guys are kind of tuning in as we are talking, just looking to get that first game set up for you guys, which hopefully won't be too much longer. I think it's been a bit of a delay on that, so we can only apologise, but we'll get it as soon as we can.
Yeah, they had some trouble with the map bans or something. But yeah, we'll be in momentarily. Don't you worry. But yeah, week 1, fairly exciting. I want to see whose Overwatch team is better, because apparently, Hertfordshire, their Ultimate Frisbee team, is apparently a lot better than Aberdeen's. So Ultimate Frisbee, Overwatch, we'll see how that kind of correlates. If both of the teams that play Ultimate Frisbee are playing Overwatch right now, that'd be pretty sick. I
choose to believe that they are.
Oh, that would be pretty cool, right? You go out on the Ultimate Frisbee field and Hertfordshire takes it, and you come on the Overwatch field and Aberdeen takes it. That would be pretty cool. That's a pretty big storyline for them. But apparently their Ultimate Frisbee team is better. Hertfordshire have got 1 point on the board already, regardless of the outcome today. Their Ultimate Frisbee team is better, so. Which I wish that was a sport when I was at uni. I'm not going to lie to you. I wish we had our Ultimate Frisbee team. Feels bad, man. Portsmouth, get your act together.
I feel like you have missed out, really.
I have. I've never played Ultimate Frisbee. It sounds like a sick sport. I'm just saying.
I think it's pretty fun. I have to admit, I sort of vaguely remember how it works. But hey, I'm trying to think of who's going to represent the Ultimate Frisbee skills of Hertfordshire Blue best in the game as far as an Overwatch hero goes.
Projectile hero? I mean, Genji, if he had like a summer skin, he could throw out mini frisbees instead of shurikens. So that'd be pretty cool. That. Yeah, that'd be pretty sick actually. Now I'm thinking about it, that's actually really sick. That's actually a sick idea. Or you could play. I guess you could do Junkrat, but his bombs. I guess they're projectiles, but they're not like frisbee-like.
Oh, Trid saying Tracer Pulse Bomb.
Tracer Pulse, yeah, it drops off pretty rapidly though. She hasn't got a very far lengthy throw, has she? Kind of. If you ever seen a Tracer throw a Pulse Bomb in front of her, it's kind of. She'd be a terrible Ultimate Frisbee player. I'm telling you right now. She throws it like a meter in front of her. She doesn't throw it that far.
Oh, apparently there's some dispute going on in the chat. Jessu trying to call out Algi, who we were praising for that 1v1 performance on the Pharah, saying that they did exactly what you suggested, Jaws.
I headshot you in Pharah and beat you in a 1v1 tournament. Omega lol. Jesse, bringing the fun already. Alright, okay.
Yeah, well, apparently you shouldn't trust everything you read on the internet, but then I guess that applies both ways.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe the Ultimate Frisbee team isn't better. I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch some VODs. I need some VODs of that Ultimate Frisbee.
Yes.
I believe we are just getting into game, by the way. So bear with us, guys. We're gonna get into lobby momentarily, and we'll be right underway for our first game of this evening. Like we said before, it is the University of Hertfordshire versus Resident Sleeper from Aberdeen, which Hertfordshire Blue, obviously, versus Resident Sleeper. So. Hopefully not too many Resident Sleeper players, but again, you could have named yourself anything. It could have been Poggers, it could have been... But no, Resident Sleeper. Makes sense. Feels good, man.
I mean, before going into this one, what I was particularly looking for were the... from the 92 teams that are taking part today, of which 8 will go on to our playoff stages, I was trying to look for the ones with the silliest names to try and get on stream for the first week. I'm not sure if actually I've managed that, because now with a second glance over, there are some pretty silly ones in here, and we appreciate you guys showing your creativity, and also those who figured out that you can use the emoticons as part of your names. That was an interesting oversight.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's actually insane.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I guarantee you, without looking, I haven't actually looked, there is some like fire emoji lit team.
There
Kinda-
definitely are on the League of Legends side. I think actually, honestly, looking up and down, I think people have been relatively
Tame.
reserved
Okay.
on the Overwatch side, which is honestly a little disappointing. I think there's a team called Poopbox over on the League of Legends side of things, made out of emojis. So yeah, who knows?
The creativity in uni students is just beyond me. Come up with a sick NUEL team name.
Yep.
And, you know, do mediocre at university. It was good.
Oh!
I don't know any of these people. Like, I'm calling. Well, I could call myself out there. I didn't do it insane. I only got a 2-1 in the end. Come on now.
Hey man, I didn't even make it through uni, so I can never criticize anybody. But I appreciate you throwing some flame,
Throwing some shade. Absolutely.
Yeah, just throw absolutely everywhere. I think we need to get these guys fired up before this starts, and the only way to do that is with many unfounded claims, which we've already thrown out quite a few already.
Yeah, exactly. I did my dissertation on League of Legends, by the way, at esports. Just
Really?
saying. Yep. Just
Huh.
saying.
And
North
you only
America
got a 2-1?
versus.
Jeez.
I know, right? I actually almost got a first. It was like 69 out of 70. Obviously, 70 is a first. I got. It was North American versus Korean League of Legends teams and why they differ, and why the Korea is basically better. That was the summary.
Okay.
Perfect. We are into the lobby, by the way. Resident Sleeper are over on the blue, Hertfordshire blue over on the red. So that's going to be equally
Very
as confusing.
confusing.
Yep. And there's another little tidbit of Hertfordshire blue. Also, all of them are London Spitfire fans. Feels good. Apart from one, Sneezy Dwarf, the captain, who is a Dallas Fuel fan. And I'm just going to put this out there. I'm wearing my Bird Ring jersey right now, so kind of matching Hertfordshire blue, but no bias. No bias.
Oh no, I mean everyone goes under the magnifying glass here for anything which we can make fun of them for. But I think it shows great leadership skills on the part of the Hertfordshire Blue team captain Sneezy Dwarf, that they would choose to break from what their team's trying to do, trying to present the united front, and go their own way. So we are in lobby now, which should mean as we head out into King's Row. There you go, as predicted for our first match, just getting started. Sunken going to be running the observational side of things for us this evening.
Now entering.
So let's get our very first game underway.
All right, Resident Sleeper over on the blue, and over on the offense side to start us off are going to be Hertfordshire blue. So yeah, they could have chosen blue side, but nope. They decided to use red. Feels good. But regardless of that,
they pride themselves on not being very creative when it comes to their team names.
team names, exactly.
I mean, it may extend to more than just team names. I mean,
to be fair, our League of Legends teams in Portsmouth were Portsmouth Blue and Portsmouth White. So again, the creativity between uni teams is not all there. I mean, some teams come up with pretty sick names, but ones that names just blue and red. It's kind of, you didn't put a lot of effort, but I can appreciate it. Especially if you're going after famous league teams. But there's no famous blue or red teams in Overwatch apart from the actual teams in the game. So, come on, guys. Step it up. But we are into King's Row, obviously the NUEL's favourite map. And I want to see what's going to go on here. Because like you mentioned, Widowmaker would be a fairly good pick on both offense and defense side here. Obviously, we can't look too much at the picks on the Hertfordshire blue side right now because they are still in spawn, so the May and Torbjorn probably not going to come through, I can imagine. But that Widowmaker could possibly be the first lock in here for the side of Resident Sleeper. Would make a lot of sense, and they are actually going to run the Mercy here, so no Moira to start us off with.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a surprise to see coming out, but these teams, well, I mean, as much as we've maybe kind of in fun suggested these guys haven't practiced together, they will have done a lot of work before this season starts, because this is definitely not the environment for trying to come into this fresh, because you go up, you start out this badly. If you lose your first week's matches, it's tough to recover with only 4 weeks to really make your mark on the NUEL. Let's get things started. The Diva, of course, and the Reinhardt double defense coming out from Resident Sleeper. Gonna pile themselves right in the Hertfordshire blue defenses.
Yeah, this Widowmaker defense here, actually, look at this, how offensive this is. Alfie hasn't even spotted the Widowmaker behind, but McCree just pops ahead. All right, there's the Widowmaker done. Alfie's going to pop up with Farah. going to go for the engagement. That's a pretty clean and easy fight, if I do say so. Peter, this is going all but wrong for Resident Sleeper.
John Rhodes doing some amazing work. Matt Vader also managed to smash aside the opposition. Elven Star going to be going down as well as Albi on that Farah. We knew it was coming, and I think perhaps it's going to be a very short engagement.
Okay, Resident Sleeper just kind of collapsed there. That Widowmaker flank was pretty ambitious, to say the least, in all honesty, especially as Mr. John just flicked round, popped her once in the head, and that was pretty much good as done. The thing is as well that Widowmaker was the only hit scan on the side of Resident Sleeper as well, so unable to deal with the fire. It was clean and easy for Algi to come in, pump a couple of rockets in on the backside. That was pretty much all said and done. They're going to move the cart around the corner here. Box of Rage putting his shield very, very close to Bart in to very, very aggressive positioning here. He's not going to have that for another couple of seconds. They're going to have to be pretty careful.
Yes, the defense is going to be chewed down through, but the shields are holding for the time being. So hello off the backside of that one. Trying to pull for a little bit of damage. There we go. The push is going to come through. And the explosion coming out, it's going to be absorbed by the Reinhardt shield, and the push keeps on going from Hertfordshire.
That was pretty nice. You just saw how far that shield was placed up as well by the Orisa. Box of Rage, put it up, didn't actually refresh the shield, and what did Matt Vader do? Was like, oh, there's a shield there, walk forward, press Q, easy game. And the McCree just cleaned up with the high noon. It was a pretty easy and calculated, I wouldn't even say dive, it was just them pressing the W key. I was going to find the other enemy Farah, should be able to get out of there rather easily, but that's going to be an easy second cap here in this room for Hertfordshire Blue.
Wow, incredibly fast work out of Hertfordshire. Yeah, just getting exactly what they wanted to in this game. Season and Algi both ready for those big plays. And to see this big move forward, Mr. Mechanic gonna drop out. Oh, that's a little bit embarrassing. But the advanced skill continues. The shield once more being thrown up over the payload. And there comes down the ultimate. Joel's managed to take out Orange Munch, and Box of Rage going down as well. As we've got a very angry Matt Vader up in the middle of things. The payload keeps moving forward past the defensive line, and Resident Sleeper being pushed back to their last star.
That was super nice from Box of Rage. Gets the one-man grab on the Diva. The bomb's going to come out. A triple kill comes through from Mr. Mechanics. That should be all said and done. No instant res for the Mercy. There's their high noon as well. It's going to take out Orange Munch. That was one of the quickest rounds I've ever seen in the NUEL. A 4-minute, almost 5-minute time bank for Hertfordshire Blue. That is going to be hard to beat. Resident Sleeper just had no time to rest either. It was just constant layering of pressure, and 2 high noons that quickly as well, back to back. One after the Earth Shatter, one right at the end to clean up the rest of the game. Mr. John hitting headshots left, right, and center. There's very, very little opportunity for Resident Sleeper to actually react to any of the plays.
That was amazing, and I'm already seeing in the chat that Hertfordshire have made an impression on you guys. Gonna be able to build themselves a reputation from the very first game of the stream. Honestly, I'm really impressed with what we saw right from the beginning there. Just Hertfordshire just really showing us what they're made of, not wasting any time at all. And the McCree, straight off the bat, was fantastic.
That Widowmaker, it just kind of confused me a little bit. She just placed herself so far out of sight lines. She was the only hit scan as well available to actually take down the Farah. Like I mentioned before, Algi just had a beautiful time on the backline, just peppering people with rockets. There was absolutely no hope as soon as that Widowmaker did end up falling. I want to know if they've actually kind of practiced that in scrims, or if he's been practicing that in solo queue, because that position specifically, you can only really be healed via Zen Orb, or if an Ana overextends past the statue. So if you get spotted out by a Diva or anything, you're pretty much as good as dead. Alongside that, your only escape route even is with going to the hotel. Like, that's the only other way, and that is not far at all. You can pop yourself over the gate, but by that time, you've let the entirety of the enemy team push up to the gate anyway. So again, unless you get the initial pick off on the Mercy or on the Zenyatta or like on Moira, for example, it just seems like a wasted life and a wasted first point here. But we are just jumping into the second round. They're going to come out full force out of the gate. Resident Sleeper going with more of a dive, going with a Genji, Winston.
Alright, let's see if we can get a repeat performance here. It's going to be quite the ask from the Resident Sleepers from Aberdeen. Shields going up, of course. We're going to be having Zenyatta coming out for Season Dwarf. Mr. John Rhodes back on that McCree to try and pump out the damage. This time around, though, nice flanking maneuver from Aberdeen, trying to see if they can lap their Ray Ram. We'll see how well it's going to go. Advantage to avoid so far, and there we go, Mr. Mechanics going down.
Wizard's going to jump in on the back line, but he was already purple, so in fact that grenade coming out from Get Swifty was perfect. Stops the heal from the Winston, he goes in, half HP, ends up falling. Widowmaker's trying to find a couple of shots here, but Matt Vader is just holding the shield pretty easily. Tink is even on the back line trying to cause a little bit of disruption. Get Swifty will end up going down, but should be cleaned up 5-3 in the end. And even Sneezy Dwarf killing Box of Rage on the Mini Diva. Pretty easy hold to start us off with. Nice res coming out from Orange Munch, although he's not going to be able to do much. He's actually just going to get pummeled to death. And now he's going to try and follow ups, but it is going to be a complete reset here coming through from Resident Evil.
I think if anything, it felt like maybe Aberdeen trying to press the issue a little bit too long with ever decreasing resources. Don't see that going so well. We'll see how it works out for the second time round. Alvasar and Rystan going to be leading the charge. We've got that Mercy, just as we said before. I think maybe some of the players still wanting to stick with her, even in her diminished form. We've got the Diva to act as the front line, but the explosions coming, the health bars are dropping. The play in progress.
Yeah, Alfie's going to come through. He's got a rocket barrage as well, but I'm not sure they're actually going to need it. There's the high noon from the back line. Tink's going to take one to the back of the head. Doesn't quite go down, but Orange Munch.
My ultimate is charging.
My ultimate is ready. Barrier activated. Earth Shatter ready. Shatter ready.
I have your back.
60 seconds remaining.
Get in there.
My ultimate is ready.
Maximum charge. Огонь по готовности. Double.
Is my word. 30 seconds remaining.
And claim the objective.
Play of the game. Triple kill. I will watch over you. Epic.
Excellent.
Alright guys, welcome back to this stream. Hope you guys did enjoy what we had to show you for our first game of the Overwatch Spring Championship 2018 for the NUEL. All these guys playing today are students from various universities around the UK. Hertfordshire Blue really showing off in their first game against Resident Sleeper.
Yeah, that was you could say showing, Pete. That was
The showing and telling.
That was something. But yeah, Hertfordshire Blue absolutely rolled Resident Sleeper. I'm kind of curious to see if they do well on another map type as well. Obviously, there's strengths and weaknesses of every single team. That could have just been one of their strengths. But we are into game number 2, like you said. This time, we're going to jump onto Lijiang Tower.
Yes, bringing ourselves a fresh set of faces, the Brighton Honey Badgers from the University of Brighton, and somebody touch up my spaghetti from Sheffield Hallam, which is going to be a tricky name to say during this. We may just end up going with Sheffield.
Well, spaghetti is the abbreviation.
It's the technical abbreviation.
I'm going to go for in this game, I think. I'm glad someone's keeping up the memes. That's one of the best things about the NUEL, in all honesty. The team names always has been, always will be. Whatever the recent meme is, as soon as the season starts, bam, you bet there's 3 or 4 teams named after that meme. And somebody touched my spaghetti is definitely one of my favorites so far.
Alright, well, heading out onto Lijiang Tower for the first time this evening. We'll see what we're going to be getting. Of course, we're seeing the Mora coming out once again. But we're seeing some Symmetra for Minion over on the side of Sheffield. Let's get stuck in.
The best thing about Spectator is I can actually view Minion's career profile and see if he's a sim main.
Oh, he switched at the last second.
Yeah, I was going to say he's a Genji player. I'm just making sure. I don't want to see a Symmetra on this map. It would be rather devastating. In all honesty, you'd probably get rolled from the get-go because it would be 5v6. But Minion switch over to Genji makes a lot more sense here. We are seeing the Roadhog by Ninja Beck as well. Not too much of a surprise. Different approaches by both the teams here. We normally see a Pharah in Sonic most of the time to try and get the early boop off the edge, but it does look like Spaghetti are just moving towards the center in front of the point, and we are seeing actually the Honey Badgers moving onto the point now. Nice hook onto the Diva, but Winston is going to leap in. Froggy taking a lot of damage though, and he's going to go down first.
Good reaction from somebody. The boys from Sheffield Hallam. He's managing to break things out and actually take control points. Take it over extremely quickly with the 3 surviving members. We have to be able to stack up those points. We'll see what the Honey Badgers have got in their back pockets to come back and steal away the control point.
Yeah, that was quite interesting actually. Froggy came in, who's actually switched on to the Arisha now. He's not actually Winston. Baby Metal was actually piloting that one. He jumped in, got Discord orbed instantly. They didn't actually play around his shield at all, so it was very easy for the Zenyatta to just go click, 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 click. You're dead, mate. So Baby Metal was going to jump in now into the back line, but already Tilted is going to take out the Genji pretty easy, and they're already on the back line, and they're just trying to play around the Froggy shield. Diva trying to get onto the... I mean, the Mercy even trying to fly away, but it wasn't too successful. She tried to go for the raise, but everybody was already on top of her, so it's going to be another clean sweep for Spaghetti, who are starting to build up ult as well. Minion Dragon Blade available, as well as that Primal Rage and Whole Hog coming up soon as well.
Wow, Brighton just could not hold the line there. Impressive seeing how particularly with the jump all over Brighton's backline, I just don't think there was any way they were going to be able to survive for any amount of time. Indy coming back out, the Pharah is going to merge onto the field, trying to provide a little bit of that air support to rain down on the tightly clustered members of Sheffield. But we have got Tilted making the move in and going up really aggressive play. Baby Metal's going to try and drive them away. Good. Managed to at least push them back to where they started. And now we've got the Sama as they trade damage, trying to build up those ultimates a little bit. The big engage that you have to know is coming. Building up past 75%. Push coming in from Brighton.
That was a really interesting move there too. It was going to jump on the back line yet again. Going to zap a couple of people in those room, but the Transcenders will come out to keep him alive. Whole Hog is going to get unleashed as well. And that should be all said and done, really. We are going to see Froggy going down first. Nice res actually coming through from Predicus, but Dragon Blade opened up. Baby Metal's going to fall. That should be the rest of the team quite cleaned up far easily as they're just losing their healers one by one by one.
Just like last time, Brighton. Gonna be going into overtime though. Last pitch attempt going right onto the point. 99% to 0. Kept right in a hold on. It's looking a bit dicey. Features until the boat until Everest. Get a little bit of work on though. As Foggy becomes joining the fray, dropping down the shield. Gonna provide a little bit of support as the damage arriving again from Sheffield. It's 4v1 on the point. Has Brighton managed it?
Yeah, Minions actually keeping them contested for quite a long time there. And in fact, I called that a little bit too early as well. I thought as soon as Minion did actually take out the Ana, it was all said and done, but it wasn't quite the case, Peter. Baby Mel taking a lot of damage in the front line, but it's going to be backed up by the Mercy. They're already going to start to engage, and Nukes is going to go down instantly for that pulse bomb. Tilly is going to take out another support.
Kelvin showing absolutely no fear in the face of Brighton. Goes in at to drive out Brighton. You cannot afford to be away from the point even a second. Only 1 percentage point remains. Sheffield 4v2 on the point right now. Desperation time for Brighton. Once again trying to buy whatever time they can. Whatever they're buying, Sheffield are not going to sell it to them. And it looks like that first. Oh no, we're sorry, but I missed. We are still overtime just for a second. And there we go.
Yeah, overtime takedown. As soon as they capped it, it jumped straight into overtime back again. Nice sticky bomb at the end there, and Minion just jumps off the edge. That was... Nukes had such a nice position there on the Tracer. Almost took her out. She was purple. She was like 1 bar. A melee could have killed her. She might have been able to touch the point, but it wasn't quite enough. That's going to be the first round going over to Spaghetti over on the red side. And most importantly, I think we got to talk about the ability for Froggy to actually jump in on the first place. In the very first engagement, the tank just overextended and were isolated from the rest of their healers. This is what Moira is so good at doing as well, getting up in the front line with the tanks. But because they were running the Mercy and because the Moira was just so far back, he didn't receive any support at all. He was just isolated on his own, and against someone like a Zenyatta and any DPS of your choice, he's going to get taken down very, very quickly. They are opting for actually a Reinhardt here instead of the other shield support in Orisa. They are going to hold this high ground. And in fact, it does look like Spaghetti are going to do exactly the same thing, but they're going to take a prime position here. And already, the wall is going to go down to a random junk bomb, and Baby Mel is going to get the pin on the one.
Brighton's getting a little bit better luck this time around as the control point just about to unlock forward defense. Brighton going to try and keep Sheffield as far away as possible. Very quick capture going through. Going to start trying to build up those points. Last time around, Sheffield got all the way up to 99% very, very quickly. This time though, Sheffield a little bit more to say about it.
Ooh, that was a very, very close one shot there. Two Shoes almost goes down to the Junkrat. Baby moving forward though. Ninja back actually switching onto the Orisa this time, and Two Shoes is going to find his way back around Baby Mel, and already the Dragon Blade gets opened up. Minion comes through, takes out Froggy, but the fire was already over. Noose is going to go down as well. Minion, I think over-aggressive use of that ultimate probably could have saved it until the next fight. They already erased 3 members. It wasn't, you don't really need to clean up the rest of the team, especially if it's just 2 healers. So maybe overzealous use of Dragon Blade there. They are going to move forward though. They're going to position themselves in the lobby here, Peter. Baby Metal hasn't got the Earth Shatter at all, and they've only got Riptide to work with. Nice bomb, Two Shoes takes out Noose. He's going to get the res off, but already slaying the rest of the team.
And Noose, the captain of the Brighton Honey Badgers, going to be out there providing those calls at a very tough time as Shepard Hallam making the very forward version of defense. I'm not even sure it can be called defense anymore. Driving back Brighton nearly all the way to their spawn. A terrible situation to be in. Brighton already down 1 point. Going to have to charge back into the jaws of death.
Oh, nice Earth Shatter. The Iris had already been opened up. He couldn't even find... Oh, he did find a pin, sorry, onto Two Shoes. Probably going to jump on the back line as well. That Transcendence does end up falling. And Rulu will be taken out on the sidelines, completely isolated from his team. Baby Metal does receive the nano boost also. And even Everest picking up a couple of kills with the attack visor there and a little bit of extra damage on Ninja Beck. Again, maybe overzealous use of the ultimates there. The DPS really... kind of trigger happy on their Q key, and this time around they are going to have that ultimate available for the defensive maneuver here. Ninja Beck having that Orisa roll as well as Minion having the Dragon Blade is quite a fierce combo if you can protect the Bongo, but that's if you can protect it, of course. Nice little retake though. Really liked the use of just the use of space that Winston was creating for his back line, and Ana, really nice pick up on this map as well, specifically because
well, you say
Ninja's going off.
I think Minion maybe agree with you. It's absolutely tearing the heart out of Brighton, who had good control over the point, but now are going to be erased for the second time. Sheffield nearly wiping them out and pushing back Brighton right to the spawn. It looks like, again, Sheffield not content with just playing defense. Grab attack as well. Yeah, Grab comes down, locking Baby Metal in place. Still holding for now.
Ooh, nice. That was a really nice Flame Strike. Actually did hit the Zenyatta in the backline. Very easy clean up for Froggy. Just jump, let punch, and Ruler is going to go down. Froggy taking a lot of damage on this point, though. Should be backed up by his supports. And like I was mentioning before, Ana's so good on this map specifically because grenade locations are pretty easy to target on these enclosed conditions. Shoes is trying to find his way onto Nusk in the backline, but grenade will heal him up. Minion does take out Predicus on the Mercy. Nusk is going to have a little bit of a hard time keeping the rest of his members alive, but a nice kill into Tilted. Might just do this. Ruler comes out with the Transcendent.
Baby Mel trying to do everything they can just to stay on that point, keep that overtime going. The rest of the team going to be rushing back in as fast as they can.
Bongo comes down.
Nice. Bongo finally going to get deployed. The last bit of time left in the game, the wipe out, overtime running to nothing. And that will be a clean 2-0 for Sheffield Hallam.
All right, Spaghetti comes up pretty big, comes in with a 2-0, pretty fierce and dominant showing. Minion specifically as well, very happy pressing the Q key. I can imagine it's going to be his play of the game, of course it is, but GG's in all honesty. But yeah, his Genji was pretty clean, apart from overzealous of the Q key. Just pressing it a couple more times, but his positioning was absolutely fantastic, and his ability to actually get to the backline also was just profound. You get the nice two-piece there on Foggy and Nusk. The targets you want to go for. You want to go for that Ana, because if she can land the sleep dart on you, that's going to be your life pretty much good and done. But like you mentioned, 2-0, Spaghetti taking the series.
Alright guys, so that's our second game of the evening done and dusted. Impressive stuff from somebody, Toucher, my Spaghetti from Sheffield Hallam, who will be looking to bring you the Kingpins from King's College London for our game number 3. So please do stay tuned for that as we close out our evening of entertainment.
seen the light, stars up in space, nothing's the same. Now watch me burn your love to ashes. Now watch me burn your love to ashes. Wasted moments for our potential at torment. An angel in disguise, but he can see your Aberdeen heart, London eyes.
Welcome back everyone to the NUEL Overwatch Spring Championships 2018. We are in Game 3 of Week 1. We've already had 2 games of absolute madness. Now we head for a third. Fusion Waiting Room going up against Reservoir Dogs. Durham University against the University of Aberdeen. Jaws, what do you think of what we've seen so far?
Well, they've been both pretty one-sided. Let's not beat around the bush. I mean, realistically, Wright and Honey Badgers had a closer game than the first one today against Spaghetti in our second match of the day. Spaghetti, though, did take the 2-0 on Lijiang, but we're on Hanmore now, which is one of my favorite maps to cast, in all honesty. Not only is it beautiful, it's also 2CP, which means you can have some amazingly long stalls on the second, considering how close the spawn point is to the actual point on the second platform. But now we are seeing, like you mentioned before, Reservoir Hogs there on the blue side, Fusion Waiting Room are over on the red. What I want to know is, Fusion Waiting Room, are they waiting to get on Fusion, or are they waiting to play Fusion, or are they like, what is the name? Like, what is the meaning behind the name there? Are they ready to take on Fusion? Is that what they're telling us?
I can honestly, there's a story which is waiting to be told there, but we've yet to find out. Maybe they'll let us know in the chat. Yes, we will pay our respects to Moobot, who apparently is dearly departed. So don't get up to too much shenanigans in the chat while this game goes on, please. As we get ready for our third and final game of the evening, Aberdeen against Durham. Let us know in the chat who you're supporting and who you think is going to win.
Huge Horse, big name as well. If you've been around the NUEL a little bit, you'll recognize Huge Horse. The guy carries carts to the point. Huge Horse is a beast. They're going to go in for a rather aggressive push, although Mofin's actually taking the Bastion on the defense here. That shield's going to go down pretty quickly. Double shield composition coming through for Fusion Waiting Room. With that Bastion hiding behind it, it's not something I've seen actually before. Only the likes of Solicube, but a Widowmaker from St. Fox is going to provide nice little cover fire, but not for the Zen's liking at least. He's going to find the first blood of the game.
Huge Horse providing that front of those shields, holding for the moment at least. Fire pouring in from the Aberdeen side. Reservoir Hogs holding their ground for the time being, not getting flanked at least as of yet. And Durham actually going to be driven off.
Who would win? 2 shields, 2 highly technological shields made of pure energy, or a couple of bomby boys coming out from Junkrat? I'm going to give you the answer. It's actually Junkrat's bomby boys that are going to do majority of the damage. Both those shields just getting absolutely deleted. Mobbin died actually there as well from a stray grenade, it looked like. With 86% on the tank configuration, that's going to be pretty important to look out for in a couple of seconds as well.
Both the Moras got their ults up and ready. We're looking for a whole lot of hurt coming away, especially in these close quarters. No way to miss as the shields go head to head once more. And the ults coming out simultaneously.
Yeah, that's going to be 2 big Moras coming through. Sloom already taking out Huge Horse. Moppin actually switching away from the Bastion, going onto the Genji. They're going to go full dive. Devotion ends up going down. Yaha trading with St. Fox. Fire in the hole with the Riptide does come through. Yaha needs to find a little something in the back line before it goes invisible, but doesn't quite find the mark. The invisibility running out rather sharpish, and that will be a nice clean hold coming through for Reservoir Dogs. Hogs. See, I said the correct name, but it's Hogs. Reservoir, obviously not Reservoir Dogs. It's not the 80s film.
Well, maybe it can be the 80s once again. Aberdeen defending it for the second time around. Pretty impressive stuff, though. More of an incursion from Durham the second time. I love seeing the 2 Moira's ults kind of crisscrossing with each other. Of course, you can't cross those streams. Huge Horse leaving the charge once in again for Durham, as they do at least manage to get a little bit of a flank on to try and drive Aberdeen back a little bit out of position. Contest for just a second, but Aberdeen not under enough pressure at least yet to fall.
Yeah, Reservoir Hogs actually blew the sound barrier there on entrance. You can see Monkfish trying to get a little bit of damage on Yaha. Although he did get dislodged, it won't stop the hail of bombs. And Mupin is the only one actually in the point right now. He's actually on the top of the rightmost house. They dropped the beat, and what was really interesting there, Peter, was Sloom used the whole hog to push people back from the gate. So the only people that were able to enter was actually the Lucio and was actually the Genji. So wasted support ultimate there coming through for the side of Fusion waiting room. We'll just end up for a reset. 60 seconds remaining though. Future Hawks moving in.
The shield going to get broken extremely quickly. There's the ult coming out once again, trying to draw a line across the Durham lineup. Well, okay, Katsuna going down. Okay, Katsu and Mopin both getting kills. Yaha gets one back for Aberdeen, but it's maybe the push that Durham needed.
Yeah, Jump Tire's going to come through as well, but it's going to get destroyed. Yaha instantly taking it out. Sloom just defending this point with his life. Yaha still not dead either. He's just in the corner raining hell these bombs and finally getting taken out by St. Fox. Remember, the spawn points are going to be in favor right now of Fusion waiting room as usual. Does end up spawning, making his way to the point. They only had 20 seconds remaining, but they will able to get the first cap.
Wow, that was the absolute last chance for Fusion waiting room from Durham University. They failed there. They would be just absolutely flummoxed by the defense from Aberdeen, but now they've got an even tougher task ahead of them trying to get onto that second control point. No mean feat, but they are going at it full force.
Yeah, Chlorine jumping down from his high standing position. Yaha's going to take out St. Fox with a right click, but here comes Future. Big drop onto the Moira. Gets the pin as well, but it's going to be in favor right now of Reservoir Hogs. He's going to end up getting taken down. He actually shattered solo there, so was behind shield, so no healing could actually come out for the rest of his team, so isolated himself a little bit. Mopin ends up going down to the bombs from Yaha as well, so another complete reset here, Peter. They aren't going to change any of their picks either. Makes a lot of sense considering they are near ult, so Graviton Surge is going to come up fairly soon. You can imagine right now on the percentages that they are sitting on, around 80%, they're just going to sit back, farm a little bit, make sure they can get their ults for the next engagement.
Aberdeen are going to be taking the high ground inside the temple as the push comes in from Durham. Nice use of pulling back out of position. Now Durham going to try and recover as best as they can. Shield was sensitive to the Aberdeen defense last time round. Pushes from Huge Horse, pulled back once more. Taken out of position, the formation of Durham evaporating.
Yeah, really nice positioning from Katsune there. You can easily see that for the kills he was actually picking up. Mopin did get instantly dropped, it felt like, as soon as he did actually enter the site. And what was really cool there was Yaha's positional master on the Junkrat. He was on the top right, Peter. There was no one that could actually get to him but Mopin. And Mopin dealing with the Junkrats, pretty difficult, in all honesty, especially if you're a Genji. Unless you get some sick deflects out, the Junkrat's gonna kill you fairly quickly as soon as you reach his base. A quick left click and a quick concussive mine will instantly kill you. He's gonna try and actually kill the shield from beneath him, but realistically, he's not gonna be able to solo kill it as the Genji. Katsune is a little bit isolated here on the back line. He's going to get pressured on by St. Fox on the Traitor, but two more arrows come out yet again, and there's the Blade also.
Off the fight, the shield goes down for Aberdeen, odds pouring in. But Durham, I don't think enough of them have survived to make an impact. Going to get wiped out. Aberdeen make the defense once more. Only 2 minutes remain for Durham to get onto that point, stick the landing. I honestly have to wonder what the Fusion Waiting Room have to do here to break the line of Aberdeen.
Well, it seems like you actually have to take out Katsune, who's being an absolute beast on this soldier. They got an entire team kill as well without losing a single member in that engagement. 2 coalescents came out, they crossed the streams, and it ended up, in fact, in favor of Reservoir Hog. This time around, though, Fusion Waiting Room, they're going to have to make something happen here fast because they are just taking the sneakiest route possible. Glory instantly going down, dropping the bongo as well.
Durham getting hit from multiple angles, but they do seem to have caught Aberdeen off hand. Nice grab there, locking them in place, but no follow-up there. Durham again going to get rejected, and I think, again, that is going to be the clean ace for Aberdeen. The question only has 1 more minute to find an answer. Durham in a whole world of trouble.
Yeah, they've got 2 quick pushes here, or have they got 1 slowly staggered push? The problem is, they're switching up right now, Peter. They've already used their Graviton, they've just got on this Widowmaker. St. Fox is really going to have to make something happen here, because if he doesn't, is going to be a useless play. This Widowmaker isn't going to be able to create much space for the team at all, not when Chlorine is sitting up here with the shield. The Widowmaker is a bit of an odd pick for me, because unless he can actually find the initial frag, there's absolutely no way they're going to be able to get on top of Chlorine, who's, again, instantly dropped down. They spot Futuros coming through that gate, and they position perfectly again once more on the point. Lunchen's going to come through here as well, try and get some team healing, but Coalescence from the backline is going to cause some major disruption.
Bebop able to just get around the back and really cut through the lines of Durham. Then we are seeing a couple of Aberdeen members start to fall. Durham know this is do or die time. This fight needs to be won. They do break the shield, but Schloom getting work done takes down Mopin. Monkfish did take out Yaha. On the backside, but Schloom going to be able to do a little bit of clean.
Oh, the Coalescence
coming in. It comes out once more. And I think Aberdeen may well have done it. They've got the last remnants of Durham still in. Transcendence comes out to make sure Aberdeen are untouchable. Overtime drifting away. Durham, I don't think I've found an answer. Now they're going to have to try and see what they can do again.
Oh my goodness, that Coalescence at the end there from Wolfman, he got booped off the edge, meaning his Coalescence literally hit a wall. So he is not doing anything in that fight, and they could have possibly turned it around. Again, the biggest factor, the anchor point of Reservoir Hogs right now is Chlorine. He is on the Orisa. His positioning is extremely good. He's jumping down from high to low, high to low, high to low every single time he spots Futures. And there was no way they were going to be able to win that fight unless they actually killed him, because he's providing so much protection with that shield. I think St. Fox did manage to pick up a kill in the middle of the fight, but it was on Devotion, who was on the Zenyatta at the time, which is great and all, but realistically, he just came back, popped Dole, and Transcendence the entire team, meaning they were pretty much unkillable at that point. In Yaha, with the Riptire, their ultimate economy was extremely well used. Not only Whole Hogs blowing their ults, rather, you know, you staggering their ults, rather, I should say, but they were blowing them and they were actually making an impact of them, unlike what we were seeing from Fusion Waiting Room. They were going in, losing a couple of members, then they were using Grav on a wall, and it got a couple of people, which was great. But in the end, like you mentioned during the team fight, there was absolutely no follow-up. In that situation, if you've lost 2 members, don't use the Grav. You have to save it for the next engagement, otherwise you are going to be almost a non-factor in the next team fight.
For any of you guys who are tuning in, first who just joined us from the Twitch front page, you're watching the NUEL Overwatch Spring Championships 2018. This is the first of 4 weeks of Swiss competition that will be determining who'll be hitting our playoff stages to eventually head towards NUEL Live, the biggest event for the NUEL of the year. Should be enormously fun, and every single game will matter, trying to make sure they hit those playoffs and show what they're capable of in front of all their fellow students.
Yeah, like you said as well, every game does matter because it is a Swiss format as well. So these are best of ones. Right now, we've already had 2 pretty clean sweeps coming out from Hertfordshire Blue and Spaghetti, for this game being Reservoir Hogs over on the blue and Fusion Waiting Room over on the red. And already you can see the amount of pressure they're putting in. In fact, Fusion Waiting Room holding on the point, setting up a waiting room of their own around the bell, and that's going to leave a lot of space actually. Usual's picking up Devotion there with a nice little clean headshot on the Lucio, but if you look right now what Reservoir Hogs are actually doing, they're positioning Yaha and Katsune on the left-hand side. Their 2 dive DPS are just going to poke away, building up their ultimates. They are going to go for a small engagement though. Winston jumps in with the bubble.
Sloom able to provide a little bit off that front line as Zamora starts to be able to bounce around some damage. It's getting real messy here. Sloom managed to get the kill. Chlorine goes down to Moppin though. It's looking pretty even so far. Casey getting absolutely nailed there. Aberdeen managing to cut down so many measures. Huge horse going down as well. Monkfish nowhere to be seen. That was a very short fight.
Very, very quick, and like I mentioned, just before the fight actually ensued there, they positioned Katsune, they positioned Yaha on the left-hand side. They were able to just poke away, wait for the tanks to engage, wait for that Orisa shield to go down, and then they knew exactly where to target. They're doing exactly the same tactic here. Katsune and Yaha on the sidelines. This time, though, they've got ultimate advantage, they've got Dragon Blade, they've got everything.
No dueling banjos this time round as the ultimate comes out. Nice pulse bomb takes out huge horse. Durham are getting absolutely smashed through here, but they have got the respawns coming very, very quickly. Yeah, Dragon Blade comes out, try and buy some space from Aberdeen. They take the first checkpoint, and that's all they need.
GG, very, very quick game again. This is turning into a one-sided affair right now on day number 1 of the NUEL, Peter. Reservoir Hogs taking that rather convincingly, and Katsune, I'm not too surprised he got play of the game. Those tactical buys he was actually unleashing, they were pretty spectacular. He's actually inside the Transcendence as well. There's no way he's going down. There were no shields to be had, as Hugh Shaw's was on the other side of the fight, and Shield, I don't think is even up at that point either. So GG's coming out from both sides, and Reservoir Hogs, you know, that point win, that's going to leave him with a lot of confidence as well coming into next week.
Alright guys, that will be it for us this particular night, at least for Overwatch. There will be, of course, there's Counter-Strike and a League of Legends being broadcast by the NUEL coming up on Sunday. Will be the League of Legends Monday for Counter-Strike Go, so please do drop us a follow. These are all university students from across the UK playing for your entertainment and for that spot at NUEL Live. All 3 games, Counter-Strike, Overwatch and LoL, will be played there. But for now, I've been Peter Canavit Harnell, joined by Jack Jaws Wright. It has been, yes, as he said, it's been the first week, so we expected things to be a little bit more one-sided, but as the Swiss goes on, we'll start to see those winning teams, you know, going up against each other more and more, and the quality of the matches should only get better.
Yeah, that they should. I mean, this is the thing as well. Being a Swiss format, Peter, like you said, it's these are playing for individual points coming through, so the seeding will kind of even out, and we're going to see a lot more of a closer games later down the line.
Alright guys, for now, that will be all we've got to rope, but we hope to catch you next time. For now, goodbye and good night.